I've been the director of Harvest and Vine Food Pantry for 20 years. It's an absolute privilege to do this job. We started off with 7 families, and today we serve hundreds. It's a very diverse community. There are 17 languages spoken here. The one common bond is the families live below the poverty line. Our goal is to remove any stigma around food insecurity. It's Mark's goal too.
My name is Mark Araujo. I'm the Food Security Design Fellow with the City of Boston and Share Our Strength. So I work with community organizations to bring in human-centered design, to really bring in people's voices into the conversation. So it's all about, shifting the power dynamics from top down to bottom up, and to really centering people that have the lived experience. So at first I just show up, I volunteer, I go to the pantry, and really I'm just a fly on the wall.
The first time I met Mark, we just hit it off. Mark said to me, why don't we have small groups and get some ideas from what your clients want? And I thought that was a great idea.
So we started co-design sessions with the pantry coordinator and volunteer. And then we incorporated pantry users, community advocates to come co-design with us, all of us together. Our co-design sessions are fun. We bring in food, we bring in drawing.
We started discussing how we can add more dignity to the food distribution process and make it less transactional and more about community.
It's a good part to be in the meeting because at the same time you learn more about the food pantry.
What came from these meetings was huge. In the real early ones, the focus was on the line management. With food insecurity comes a sense of panic. People were afraid that the food was going to run out. At the meetings, what came up was, what if we broke the line in 2 and have first group come at, say, 2 o'clock, the second group come at 2:45. And I said to Mark and the group, this will never work. And they said, well, let's try it. We tried it, and it worked.
What we've done is cut the wait time by 50%. To wait on the line for 2 to 3 hours to get some food is really stigmatizing. People's time is important.
Before, it's a lot of stress, and now everybody's so happy.
There's a few things that we added to the pantry distribution, including coffee, tea, and also an accessibility line for any folks that have a wheelchair or older adults to feel a little bit more welcome.
Mark started talking about making the eating experience enjoyable. And one of the big things that came out was they wanted foods that add flavoring.
We put together a second wave of co-design sessions, and we brought in a Latinx focus group and a Chinese American focus group.
We wanted to know, how can we offer more culturally appropriate foods?
A lot of Spanish people like to use garlic and ginger in the food.
So we started getting garlic bulbs and ginger roots. And these things are very inexpensive, and we just didn't think to get them.
What we're building here is not just a food distribution, but a community culture around food.
Our next idea is to create a public kitchen down here where we can have cooking classes for the food we're distributing.
In the future, I'd like to come down here to cook the food for the people.
When we talk about food, it should be full of love, full of joy, full of togetherness, and just sharing a meal together is the most powerful thing you can do. We're not going to overhaul the system overnight, but bringing in human-centered design, we're bringing back that joy into food.
And back to the community too.